Candlepin Stars and Strikes. And now your hosts, Dick Lutz and Mike Morris.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome into another edition of Candlepin Stars and Strikes on WNDS-TV from Leda Lanes in Nashua, New Hampshire. Dick Lutz with Mike Morin. It is week 3 of our mixed doubles competition, and thus far, the team of Blanca Gacharna and Steve Vadney, starting out of the number 5 seed position. They've won 2 matches in a row.
Well, it's been like a soap opera watching out who's going to do what, who's going to pull it out. A big double by Steve Vadney toward the end of last week's match is what really made the difference over Rich Clark and Joanne Rosano.
And sets up this afternoon's match after beating Rosano and Clark last week and Robin Porter and Dean Gardner the week before. This week's opponent, Cyndi Cawley and Mike Morgan. Let's meet our teams this afternoon. First, our number 5 seeded team, winner of 2 matches, Blanca Gacharna from Chelsea and Steve Vadney from Claremont.
Here they are, 3rd week in a row. Blanca Gacharna, average 100. High single 152, high triple 352. She bowls at Central Park in East Boston. Steve Vadney, 128 average, 197 high single. His best triple is 488, and he bowls at Sunset Lanes in Newport, New Hampshire.
And they had a 12-16 in the roll-off to earn the number 5 seed, and they've won $300 in bonus money already through their first 2 winning matches. They take on the number 2 seeded team of Cyndi Cawley from Franklin, Massachusetts, and Mike Morgan from Lynn.
Both bowlers in the tournament last year. Cyndi Cawley, average 117, high single 169. Her best triple is 414, and she bowls at Fico's in Franklin and Bolomat in Beverly. And Mikey Morgan, average 126, high single 212, high triple 474. He bowls at Metro Bowl in Peabody, Mass.
And they bowled a combined 13-25 in the roll-off to earn the number 2 seed. Let's get right to it. It's mixed doubles competition from Leda Lanes in Nashua. It's Candlepin Stars and Strikes on WNDS-TV. We're back right after this. It is week 3 of our mixed doubles competition. We began with 5 teams of bowlers. There you see the seeds. The team of Blanca Gacharna and Steve Vadney from number 5, having beaten Robin Porter and Dean Gardner and Joanne Rosano and Rich Clark above them. Now take on Cyndi Cawley and Mike Morgan with Debbie Scannell and Chris Sargent in the wings, and Steve Vadney will be first to bowl here this afternoon at Leda Lanes in Nashua on Candlepin Stars and Strikes on WNDS-TV, and we're happy to have you with us. And the first ball as we're underway. Good head pin shot, but a tough leave. The 9 and the 10. And he's got some wood on the left that he's going to have to play to make this shot. Michael?
None of it's good wood, but it's better than you going at it without the wood.
That's the shot. Ooh, almost made it. I want to say hello right off the bat to an old friend, Michael. I got an email a couple of weeks back, and the email was sent to the station, actually, and it said, I used to work with a Dick Lutz at Beacon Pharmacy in Worcester, Massachusetts. Are you the same guy?
And?
Yes, I am.
No kidding.
Seymour Gallant from Auburn was the pharmacist, and he's the one who sent the email. And Seymour, hello, thanks for watching. He says he watches the show every week. I was 16 years old when I worked at Beacon Pharmacy back in the mid-60s. Seymour remembered.
And what did you do at the pharmacy? Everything, probably.
Had a soda fountain. I was a soda jerk.
Oh, you were?
Yeah, it was one of those types of things. It was a fun job. Mike Morgan.
Well, my early non-broadcast experience is working at McDonald's, which when I was in college, I loved it. It was so much fun.
I worked at a Burger King in Alston, on Brighton Avenue in Alston. Sure.
Wow.
Mike Morgan looks for the spare, and he's got it to start off. So Mike with a big start. Mike doesn't need an awful lot of an introduction to those of you who've been watching Candlepin bowling over the years, but in case you are a new viewer, we'll tell you that he's been on TV a lot. Over 50 times on Channel 50, 20 times on the old Channel 5 show. He's 47 years old, works at GE, prepares engines for assembly. He's been there for 23 years. He and his wife, Kathy have been married for 20 years. Son Mike, 17. One of the great ambassadors of the game of Candlepin bowling.
The fans love him, and he loves them.
Of course, lost his brother Tom to cancer a while back. Tom, one of the great Candlepin bowlers as well, and a great personality in the sport. We all miss Tom. Blanca Gacharna.
Look at this. Still falling. Well, if she stays on the head pin, she'll be okay. She's got a nice soft touch. Now, this is not really good wood for her.
Puts an 8 in the spare. And she's going to play the wood, and will she get it? She will not.
But she got a good fill, and that was her big difficulty last week, was some very low pin fills on spares and strikes. There's
Blanca
a nice 10.
with a 10 box. This is her first appearance on TV, this series, this mixed doubles series, which began a couple of weeks ago. So she's had a couple of matches under her belt to get used to the lights and the crowd and the atmosphere. Should feel a little bit more at ease, I would think. Missed the head pin that time. Breaks up the 4 horsemen. She's got the 1, the 2, the 4, and the 9. Blanca is 23 years old. And she's going to just miss the head pin there. Carries an average of 100, a high single of 152, a high triple of 352. And that is going to be a 10 box.
So a couple of 10s for Blanca Gacharna from Chelsea. We should mention her family members are here. Her father and mother, Fernando and Blanca, and brothers Fernando Jr. and Louis, and her sister Carla.
This is Cyndi Cawley from Franklin, Massachusetts on lane 34. Cindy's no stranger to our show. She's been on in the past.
Last year. She was hooked up with Chris Sargent, who, if she wins today, will be facing next week because he's the top seed.
Oh, there's a nice spare for Cyndi Cawley. Didn't get it in the conventional manner, but it counts none the same. Watch. Nice shot by Cyndi. That's on the head pin, too. She's going to put 7 in the mark.
What a beautiful style she has, a great follow-through, very smooth delivery.
High single 169 for Cyndi. And she's going to make the spare there. 2 marks in a row for Cyndi Cawley. 3 marks in 4 boxes for the team of Mike Morgan and Cyndi Cawley. Watch it again. She played it perfectly. 2 very nice spares for Cyndi. And now Steve Vadney. Steve's right on the head pin, but leaves himself a split.
He was the WCBC Bowler of the Year. Well, actually, he never was. He was the Senior Bowler of the Year last season. He had 3 tour titles. You have to be 50 years of age. He turned 50 just recently. So he certainly started in that organization with a bang as he fills with an 8 in the 5th box. He has 3 WCBC titles, 3 Senior Pro Tour titles, and he was ranked number 10 in the World Candlepin Bowlers Congress last year in the 02-03 season, had the 10th highest pinfall of all the men who competed.
I want to acknowledge a note we received from Franklin Prescott from Westford, Massachusetts. Mr. Prescott, thank you very much for your note. And be assured that better times are ahead. We appreciate hearing from you. Steve Vadney with a mark. Nice shot by Steve.
How many times do you think Mike Morgan and Steve Vadney have faced each other along the way?
I'd say they've run across each other once or twice over the years.
Including TV, you know, the Pro Tour and everything else.
Here's Mike Morgan working on a Cyndi Cawley spare. Same lead that Steve Vadney just had. Exactly. The 3 and the 6 on the right, the 4 and the 7 on the left. Piece of wood in the back is not a factor. Mike picks off the 3-pin. And that'll be an 8 box. Last time on WNDS, Mike was defeated by Jeff Surratt in the Tournament of Champions Finals.
Does that look familiar, Dick?
Back in May, and here it is again. That's 3 boxes in a row, I think, or 3 out of the last 4 that we've seen that same leave. And this time he'll take 2 on the right. Big grin on Mike's face. Mike, a very animated bowler, talks to himself a lot during the course of a match. You'll hear him yell Michael every once in a while when he has one get away from him. That's a 10 box.
And that's going to tighten things up once again as Blanca and Steve are working on a 6th frame spare.
And this will be Blanca filling the spare right now. She steps to lane 34 at Lita Lanes. Throws a good ball, too, right on the head pin and right straight through. A spread eagle. We'll just put 4 in the mark. One of the areas that Blanca has had some problems in putting fills in spares and strikes. And that is going to just pick off one of them. We've got the 2, 4, 7 still standing on the left, the 6 and 10 on the right. Blanca will end up with a 7 box.
She is throwing with more confidence this week, I think, that hitting the head pin more.
If you'd like to check out the latest happenings at WNDS, I would invite you to check out the website. WNDS.com has links to lots of different things that might be of interest to you. Give it a look. WNDS.com. And if you'd like to get in touch with us by email, we are bowling@WNDS.com. We'd love to hear from you. And here's Blanca with a tough shot right here. She's going to play the wood. Look at this.
Whoa.
She played the wood, and the only pin that's still standing is the one you thought for sure was the one that was going to go down. The 10 pin.
Nice try.
How about that for the geometry of Candlepin bowling? Would you have thought that that was going to happen? And she takes a 10 box. Never would have thought it. Cyndi Cawley. Cyndi Cawley has a lot of credits to her name,
Boy,
too.
does she.
She bowled on Candlepins for Cash with Bob Gamere back in 1981. A show we talk about a lot. She had a spare 8 and lost to a person who had a spare 9. She bowled on the winning team in the ICBA Championship at St. John's, New Brunswick in August of 2002, and also won the Women's World Tournament in Halifax that same year. Won the ICBA Tournament 10-string singles competition with a 12.65 earlier this year. That's a 126 average, gang, for 10 strings. 126 and a half.
I think the most interesting is that she was not only Rookie of the Year, but Bowler of the Year in 1994 and 95. Nobody's ever done that, where their first year into the tournament, they not only win it all, but it's their first year, making them the Rookie and Bowler of the Year. Only person, men or women, ever to do that is this woman right here.
$850 in the triple strike jackpot, by the way, if you were wondering about that. We almost had it won last week. Steve Vadney threw a double strike in the 10th box and had a chance for $825, but was not able to cash it in.
More importantly, though, it helped he and Blanca shoot ahead of Joanne and Rich and get to today's match. They're in the semifinals already, coming all the way from the number 5 seed.
9 bucks for Cyndi. 7 pins separating these two teams after 8 frames of the first string. It's a 3-string match. Total pins determines the winner. We give bonus money, 3 strikes, as I mentioned, $850. 3 marks in a row, $50. Each mark after that's another 25, and there goes the strike for Steve Vadney. Let's open the vault a little bit for that $850.
Love to do
it.
it.
A peek at it. Watch it. This one is kind of in slow motion, as it was the 6 pin that was the last to kick out. Check at the 4 pin on the other side. There's Vadney right on the head pin again, but he's not going to get a strike. He's going to get a tough shot. He's got the 4 on the left, the 10 on the right. Piece of wood, a couple of pieces of wood out there, so he's got to scatter something here and hope for the best. See what happens. Almost. Oh, and the ball almost came back to get it.
Oh, my.
The ball just landed in the gutter. Had it landed another inch to the left, it might have taken the pin. And that will be a 9 box. And a 114 first string for Vadney and Gacharna. Mike Morgan, 47 years old, bowling out of the Metro Bowl in Peabody. Threw it past the head pin, got a pretty good break. Got the 1, the 6, and the 10. There's a piece of wood between the 1 and the 6. Mike's trying to direct it. It won't listen to him, though. It refuses to listen. It's going to roll all the way. No, it's not going to roll off. It's going to stay on the lane, but it's not a factor. It could be a factor on a rebound. Now it's starting to roll back a little bit. Now it stops. Got to hit the head pin. He did that, and he got the spare.
That was a nice shot.
The ball did a lot of the work on that one. The ball hit the pin and came off the wall, I think, and took down the 6 and the 10. So now Mike working on a spare. They almost have the same shot again. He's got the 3-6 on the right, the 4 on the left. Put 7 in the spare. Not going to make the spare. Oh, I almost spoke too soon. The ball came flying by again. So he's at 119. And a 120 first string for Mike Morgan and Cyndi Cawley, and a 6-pin lead over Steve Vadney and Blanca Gacharna, headed to string number 2 of our 3-string match. We are coming right back to Leda Lanes as you watch Candlepin Stars and Strikes on WNDS TV. Cyndi Cawley ready to go. She'll be leading off the second string as her team, Mike and Cyndi, take a 6-pin lead over Steve Vadney and Blanca Gacharna. 120 to 114 in the first string.
I want to say hello to a fella who was a little under the weather here recently and wasn't able to come to some of our shows, but he's here today. Dennis Grew of Pelham. Took a nasty trip, spent a few days in the hospital. He's on the mend, and he's back enjoying it here at Leda Lanes today, which we invite you to do as well, as we tape once a month. In fact, let me tell you when the next taping session will be here, and that will be Tuesday, December the 6th. If you're watching this first run on Sunday the 4th, come see us this Tuesday. Tuesday the 6th, we'll start at 10 in the morning, back to men's singles.
Let's check that again. January 6th.
Yeah. What did I say?
December 6th.
December the 6th. Yeah, you know what I meant, but yes, January the 6th.
1-7-10, no wood here for Cyndi.
Boy, it's a great shot when it goes, isn't it?
High, low, jack. Now, where'd that originate? Uh-oh, here come the cards and letters again. I suppose it might be in the Greenleaf book. We can check it out.
Probably is.
Let's put it out there, see what kind of response we get. Where did it come from? Where did the term high-low jack come from, gang? Email it, bowling@WNDS. Send it to us at Candlepin Stars and Strikes, WNDS TV, 50 Television Place, Darien, New Hampshire, 03038. We'd love to hear from you, and let's hear how you figure out the name originated. So Blanca missed the spare there. Was a tough shot. She had the 4 horsemen plus the 9-pin. Now it's the 1-6-10-6-7-1-4-7-9 still standing, and she will get an 8 box.
Every match in the mixed doubles ladder so far has been very, very close, and this one is no exception, with just 6 pins separating these two teams starting the second game.
Blanca will miss the head pin there. Same shot. 4 horsemen left side, 9-pin in the back. So you've got the 1, the 2, the 4, the 7, and the 9. Exactly the same leave as she had previously. She got a shot at it. Oh, just missed the head pin.
Ball faded to the right, a little more than she had hoped. Now she's got the 4 horsemen, 1, 2, 4, and 7.
That's a good shot, and she'll take a 9 box.
So they stay tied after 2 frames.
Nice shot by Mike right in the pocket. Look at Mike's gyrations after the shot, trying to direct the piece of wood to stay wherever it's going. He's talking to it. He's talking to himself.
And this is going to be a tough shot because he doesn't have much room to make an error.
Yep, that's what he knew was going to happen, too.
Other option was go to the right, miss the pin completely, and hope just to nick the 5-pin.
And that'll be a 9 box. Remember a couple weeks ago we were talking about how fast bowlers bowl. Pat Capri and John Welch Goings from Rochester, New Hampshire. sent an email, and it says, I was watching your show on the 30th on Sunday, and you mentioned something about Candlepin bowling speeds, and I wanted to let you know that the lanes in Portsmouth or Dover, I bowl at both, can't remember which one it is, have an MPH on the scoreboard when you bowl, and the average speed, I noticed, is about 20 to 25 miles per hour. I've watched the show for a long time now, and I've been bowling since I was 7 years old. He's 35, so it's been a long time.
You know, I just ran across that stat in the book the other day, and I said, you know, I got to bring this in. I totally forgot to do that, but the speed was considerably higher for Candlepin than that.
I would think so.
Yeah, 10-pin bowling is 15 to 20 miles an hour. Candlepin is anywhere from 30 to 60, depending on how hard you can throw it.
Steve Vadney with a good first ball. Can he get them all to go? The head pin still. Is that the head pin? That's the 5-pin. The king pin. Need to put my glasses on. That's the king pin in the middle of the plate. And he's covered it nicely. Right in the middle of the pin.
Well, with a decent fill, that should put he and Blanca back in the lead, but not by much.
Steve moves over to lane 33. Right on the head pin. That's a pretty good fill, isn't it? Put 9 in the spare. The 6-pin rocks but doesn't fall. And he's right on top of that. So a double mark for Steve as we go to the break. He'll be working on a mark and the lead for Steve Vadney and Blanca Gacharna over Mike Morgan and Cyndi Cawley when we come back to Lita Lanes in Nashua. We are at the halfway point of this match as you watch Candlepin Stars and Strikes on WNDS TV. Cyndi Cawley ready to go. There you get a good look at her.
A good comment. I'm kidding. Oh, yeah, I see.
Right on the head pin. Good first ball for Cyndi and a good spare opportunity here. Let's see where that wood settles in. Now the wood's going to roll off.
I think you'd rather have it off the plate.
Just hit the head pin, and she's got the shot, and she's got the shot.
Nice.
Perfectly done by Cyndi Cawley.
Beautiful style, nicely executed. Last time on WNDS, the number 3 seed with Chris Sargent in the mixed doubles tournament a year ago. After two winning weeks, they were beaten in the championship round by Mike McGann and Deb Regan, 354 to 325, back 1 year ago, January 12th.
You know, she didn't throw a good first ball, but she got away with it. She got a pretty good drop of 6, and actually a spare opportunity here. The 1, the 2, the 7, and the 8. And it's going to go, is it not? No, it didn't go. The 2-pin is still standing. And a 10 box. Now Blanca Gacharna will fill the spare left by Mike Morgan. Mike put 2 spares in a row on the board. Now it's up to Steve Vadney, rather, put 2 spares on the board. Now it's Blanca who's filling the spares. And she was not on the head pin. She has just got 4 in the mark. The 5-pin moved off spot.
That could be helpful a little bit. Two and the 4 still remain. Up against a 5th box spare by Cyndi and Mike. So they lose a few pins this frame.
That'll be a 9 box.
The runner-up team today will take home $550. The winners will go on to be in the championship match against Debbie Scannell and Chris Sargent. They are on top of the ladder. They had a 1343 combined scores. The men and the women bowled separately. Then the top 5 men and the top 5 women were paired off in the order of their finish. And so that's why you've got really a 120 pin spread from top to bottom in the ladder. There's the 4 horsemen left side as well as the 610 on the right.
That's a good out for Blanca with an 8 box, maybe more. There they go, there they go. It's a 10 box.
My.
You never take your eyes off the pins. Never take your eyes off the pins. Look at those. What's going to get those? Doesn't look like anything, right? And there they go. Now Mike Morgan. Mike in the 1-3 pocket. Leaves the 7, 8, and 10. How do you figure that?
There you go, Mike. That goes. Another easy one.
This match is 1 pin apart.
Mike tried to play a little ricochet off the wall.
7-10 remains with some wood against the 7-pin.
A 9 box for Mike. Well, we've seen some tight matches over the last couple of weeks, but not a lot of really high scores.
Which is usually how mixed doubles goes. For one thing, you don't get the rhythm going because you're not bowling as many boxes as if it were singles. And rhythm is a big part of this game.
You can hear
what he say?
Mike's having fun. I hope you heard that.
You know what, he always is, even if he looks a little annoyed sometimes. He has fun.
10 box and an 81.
Guy's always got a smile on his face.
Steve Vadney with an opening here is Mike Morgan with 2 open frames. Right in the head pin, and look at this. Steve's having fun too.
It'd be more
7,
fun if
10.
that had gone down. Another ricochet or deflection shot
He's
here.
got to try and blast something out of the corner and see what happens. There it goes. Look at that. Oh, he almost took the 7-pin and left the 10-pin standing. That would have been funny. And that will be a 9 box.
No bonus money this week so far. 3 marks in a row earns the bowling team $50, I should say, and a 3-strike triple will get you 850 bucks.
Steve doesn't mark in this box. We're going to be virtually even. A mark puts his team ahead. Not going to be ahead, so right now there's a 1-pin differential depending on what he does here. $10 box, and the lead goes to Blanca and Steve by 1. So they have a 1-pin lead over Cyndi Cawley and Mike Morgan. Cyndi on lane 34, right in the pocket, and there's the kingpin, the 5 pins, staring right back at her.
Boy, that was a nice hit, right in the 1-3 pocket again.
But the 5 was well protected by its surrounding pins. And Cyndi right on top of that for the pin and the spare. So Cyndi appears to have found her mark.
1 WCBC title. She's number 5 on the WCBC rankings of all the women bowlers last year. Number 5.
Right on the head pin, put 7 in the spare. Piece of wood in the middle might be a factor. Going to try and slide it over. Look at this. Oh! She gave it a great run. She's at 107. That's what it'll be, a 107. So now Blanca Gacharna will finish off the 2nd string for her team. Missed the head pin, caught the 2nd pocket, and got a pretty good fall. Got the 1, the 4, the 7, and the 9 standing. Piece of wood in the back is definitely a factor. It makes this shot makeable, actually. A little easier. Got to hit the head pin. She's got a shot at it. Oh, there it goes.
Oh, man.
Watch it again. Watch that 10 pin in the corner. The ball comes off the deck, doesn't grab it. The pin's going to come all the way across and wipe it out. Great spear for Blanca. Now she needs to fill, and she's just not filling good at all. Oh, she got a good break. Puts 5 in the spare. Now this is a makeable shot with that wood there.
You want to make it on the right side of the head pin.
She got a shot at it. She missed the head pin. Oh. All right, so she's at 111.
Possible tie here, Dick.
Yep.
She gets these two.
And that's what it's going to be. It's going to be a tie ball game after 2 strings. 227, 227, 1 string to go. Don't go away. We're coming back for the 3rd and final string on mixed doubles as you watch Candlepin Stars and Strikes from Leda Lanes in Nashua. This is WNDS TV. Steve Vadney will bowl first in the 3rd string in a tie match. After 2 strings, it's 227, 227. The team of Blanca Gacharna and Steve Vadney and Cyndi Cawley and Mike Morgan knotted up. Vadney to bowl first. Vadney leaves the 5-pin.
Should mention Steve Vadney has birthday coming up on January the 9th. He will be 52. Senior lead person at Sturm-Ruger in Newport, New Hampshire. Loves horseshoes, softball, and classic automobiles. He and his son just sold a 1966 Mustang a couple of months ago, and I'm not sure how they've made out looking for a 67 390 GT, but that was on their Christmas wish list. Not sure if Santa delivered that or not, Dick.
You'd look good driving a 66 Mustang.
I had a 68 Mustang.
Did you?
In college.
Right on the head pin again. Breaks up the split. That piece of wood's rolling out this way. You'd like to see it roll back.
And it'll probably have to be removed from the lane if it doesn't roll all the way off.
Paul Willett runs down. It looks like it's going to roll off into the gutter on the left. And there it goes.
Paul Willett, our official scorer in-house and pin chaser when needed. Been doing that for a couple of years since Chris Bovair vacated that post.
Steve missed the spare.
Tough open.
And he'll take a 10 box. So now it becomes a game of matching the other guy. Steve put a spare on the board in the first frame. See if Mike Morgan can match him. Now he's got a good opportunity here with a good first ball. He's got the 3 and the 5 still standing. And a piece of wood behind the 5 is going to roll away, and I don't believe it's a factor. It's not. Might even roll off the deck. Mike is waiting for it to settle down. Spare from Mike Morgan in the first frame, so he matches the mark put on the board by Steve Vadney, and now an opportunity to take the lead with a mark here. He missed the head pin. You could hear the groan as soon as the ball left his hand. Right through the opening.
One, 2, 4, 5, 6, 10.
And a 9 for Mike. That's a pretty good out right there.
Very good out.
So 5 pins, the lead for Blanca and Steve. And now Blanca Gacharna on lane 34. Right under the Tri-State Megabucks and New Hampshire Lottery banner. They are longtime sponsors of Candlepin Stars and Strikes on WNDS, and we're happy that they're with us, as are the Thompson family of dealerships in Nashua, McMulkin Chevrolet, Nashua Mitsubishi, Nashua Hyundai, and Nashua Cadillac. They make it all possible for you to watch the finest Candlepin bowlers in the world.
Here's a nice shot for Blanca Gacharna. First time on television was 2 weeks ago. This is week number 3 as she and Steve Vadney just plowed through the competition. Bowls at Central Park Lanes in East Boston, bowling 15 years. She's not much older than that. In her early 20s, and the pins keep falling. The 4 and the 10 are there. And she's got a little wood to play with.
Just blast the wood and see what happens.
That's all you can do. See which side she goes for here.
Keep it on the lane. Nope.
see what she was trying to do. That's better.
That's what she tried to do, and she doesn't get either one of them. That opens the door for Cyndi Cawley now to try to put a little pressure on. If she can put a mark on the board, that would give her team the lead. Instead, it's a quarter Worcester, which is half of a half Worcester.
I'm doing the math. I'm trying to figure out how you got that.
Good second ball.
Very good second ball. Leaves the 4 and the 6. A very, very difficult shot.
And a 9 box. That's a strong 9 box, given that she started off with that quarter Worcester. Needs a mark to get the lead back for her team. Right on the head pin. There goes the 10 pin. So it's a single pin to shoot at, the 5 pin in the middle of the deck. And she's got it. Good spare shooting by Cyndi Cawley as we go to the break. A good fill will give the team of Cawley and Morgan the lead over the team of Gacharna and Vadney. We'll find out when we come back to Leda Lanes in Nashua for the finale as we continue with Candlepin Stars and Strikes on WNBS TV. Steve Vadney ready to go as Cyndi Cawley's spare in the 4th frame with a big fill will give her team the lead. So Steve Vadney now needs to put some marks on the board for his team. And he missed the head pin. Tough shot. Just 3 pins go down on that first ball. Thin hit on that second ball, and if you'd like to give yourself a try, give bowling a try, give it a shot at Leda Lanes in Nashua on Amherst Street. Plenty of open bowling, open every day. Leda Lanes on Amherst Street in Nashua. If you're coming from the south, take exit 7W. On the Everett Turnpike, if you're coming from the north, take exit 8. When you come to Amherst Street, take a left. It'll bring you right there. And it's a great place to participate in the wonderful game of candlepin bowling that is so unique to our region. And we all love it and hope you'll give it a shot. Steve Vadney, look at this shot. Look at this shot. Great shot by Steve Vadney.
A good stiff breeze took that one down.
Watch this shot by Vadney. He played the wood on the left and just got them to tickle the pins, and over they went. None of those pins was hit hard enough to cause any damage, but they all trickle down. Here's Mike Morgan with a strike. How long did it take for those pins to go down? Watch this in the replay. And don't look away because those pins go down in a hurry. There they go.
Beautiful pocket strike for Mike Morgan in the 5th frame, and that will put them in the lead, assuming a good fill in the 6th box. Down to the last half of the last game.
Mike's running the head pin again. He breaks up the split. It's got good wood. And an opportunity for bonus money. First bonus money of the match right here is a possibility. If Mike can make the spare. 3 marks in a row. There they go. $50 in bonus money and the lead in the match. Watch it again. He played the wood perfectly.
An 18-pin lead now for Cyndi Cawley and Mike Morgan over Blanca Gacharna and Steve Vadney, who now have to make up that many pins and then some in the last 4 boxes. Talking about having fun here at Leda Lanes, WZID, my radio station, wants to thank Ray and Sean and the staff for making a nice donation to the WZID Christmas is for Kids auction back in December. For our auction, we had one of their game cards, very nice value. And got a lot of money for it. And we thank you and thank all the people who were a part of that, but especially Ray Simino and Sean Howard.
And they do a great job setting up each and every month for our fans who come to watch the tapings. The coffee's hot, the donuts are plentiful. The seating accommodations are first class. Everybody has a wonderful time. A lot of great fellowship and camaraderie.
And nobody says they have to buy donuts and coffee and all that, but they do.
Blanca needs a mark here, and this is a tough shot. Well, she was right on the head pin and gave it a run.
Debbie Scannell, Chris Sargent awaiting the winner of this match for the championship round next week. $1,500 to the winner, $1,000 to the runner-up.
And that's going to be a 6-box for Blanca. And that's just about going to put him out of reach. Cyndi Cawley, a mark here can just about seal the deal for the team of Cawley and Morgan. And a 2-week run for Vadney and Gacharna will come to an end. Just put 4 in the mark, though. No, it ain't over till it's over.
No, it really isn't. The last 2 weeks, Steve Vadney has had big 9th and 10th boxes in the 3rd game to pull it out. So we can't close the chapter yet on this story.
A mark here, though, would really make it difficult. That's going to be off the head pin and leave herself a tough shot. She's got the 1, the 2, the 4, the 5, and the 9. A very odd configuration.
And you got a sleeper wood in there, the 1 and the 5, which makes it very difficult.
And she missed the head pin, which was the key pin. That still stands.
Still, it's, you know, if she makes this a 21-pin lead.
In 2 boxes. And it's going to be a 9, so it's a 20-pin lead.
It ain't over, folks. Don't go away.
20 pins can be eaten up in 2 boxes, but Steve Vadney needs to mark.
Yeah, and
just that simple. And Mike Morgan has to not mark.
Last week he had a double strike in the 9th and 10th, so certainly is capable of it, that's for sure.
So here we go. It's all on Steve Vadney's shoulders right here. He must mark to keep his team alive. That's a pretty good first ball, and there they go, and there they all go.
It looked like a great hit, but I never thought they would all go down, Dick.
Well, that's the first step. Watch it again if we have enough time. It takes a while for them all to go down. The 5, the 7, and the 9 took their time, didn't they? But they went. Now Vadney looks for 2 in a row. Right on the head pin. Threw a good ball. He breaks up the split. That pin's still going. Watch out. It sets up. It's frozen to the pins, which is good for him. He has an opportunity here.
Got to make this, though. And then you need a really good fill. No. Yep. Oh, he just caught a piece of it. Thought he went too far to the left, Dick. All right, he'll need a strike right here to force Cyndi and Mike to mark just once with good fills. That's basically what it's coming down to here.
It's going to be a 7. It's going to be an 8. Can you get one more out of this?
They're piling on.
Nope. It's going to be an 8. So 122.
A mark will do it. 20 pins will do it.
18 pins to tie, 19 pins to win. Just that simple. 18 to tie, 19 to win. Steve Vadney really did what he had to do. There's 8 of them.
Makes this mark, and that's pretty much it. 6 in the 10 with no wood.
Here it is, and that's the match. So Morgan and Cawley will advance.
Well, we got some match next week, huh, Dick?
Should be fun.
Chris Sargent, Mike Morgan for the men, Debbie Scannell, Cyndi Cawley for the ladies.
5, that's the match right there officially.
But by less than 10, less than a mark.
Yep.
Another great match this week.
126, a 4-pin win for Mike Morgan and Cyndi Cawley over Steve Vadney and Blanca Gacharna. And we will come back to recap it all right after this on Candlepin Stars and Strikes from Leda Lanes in Nashua on WNDS-TV. In the interest of time, we're going to go right to the bonus ball contest. Mike Morin will draw a card out of the bin, and we'll see if we can match it up and give away some cash, $60 in cash if we can give it away. This is for Phyllis Chapdelaine from Northborough, Massachusetts. Cyndi, Phyllis wants you to get 7. See if we can do a 7 for her right now. Cyndi Cawley will try to put a 7 on the board and see if we can get it. It is a 5, a consolation prize from N&R Trophies in Winchendon, Massachusetts. Up the ladder we go to a championship match next week.
Debbie Scandal and Chris Sargent. I think we've seen Chris Sargent almost every ladder since the new season began in September, so we'll see him again next week with a doubles partner.
Cyndi Cawley and Mike Morgan advance. They take on Debbie.